I think you can play the video. Good morning, everyone. Before I introduce myself, I would like to ask you, what did you just see there on that little 15 seconds clip? Anyone, anything? Well, it was a piece of art. It's exhibited in the MAT, the Museum of Art and Architecture and Technology in Lisbon, and it displays a taxi, an electric taxi by Joana Vasconcelos. My notes are not visible. Okay, I will try to do this without notes then. Mybrit, could you ask to maybe bring in the notes? That would be very helpful. So this piece of art tries to show the connection between technology and heritage, between electricity and technology. And I'm from FREENOW, and we are similar because we also have our heritage in taxi ground transportation. And having said that, we're so passionate about it that even in our free time on holidays, we travel to Lisbon to go to a museum to look at taxi art. That's how bad it is. Before we talk about ground transportation, and the last mile, actually we're in Europe, it should be the last kilometer, but I guess last mile sounds a bit better. The last mile means the last kilometer, last mile from a long journey to reach your final destination, right? I'll give you an example. You leave London in the morning, your apartment, you take a bicycle to the next subway, you jump on the subway, you go to the next train station, take the shuttle to the airport, Heathrow, flying across the border to Germany. Landing, taking a taxi, crossing the border again from Brandenburg to Berlin, and then you arrive. And that last bit, that's the last mile, okay? That's what we talk about last mile. So we've established that. So the last mile, Uber. That's an interesting slide. That was not planned. However, train, okay, good. I see you're already working on your Slidos. The question was, how did you get to today's event? So some take the S-Bahn, the train, the Uber. Thank you, FREENOW. Yes, very good. And so on. There we go. Subway. Great. Thank you very much. Bike even, very good. Good, so my name is Ferdinand Hanika. I'm a strategic partner manager for FREENOW for Business. And I'm based in Lisbon, probably that's why I know that, that museum with the taxi there. And in collaboration with GBTA, we did a white paper. We collected information from almost 4,000 surveys on topics such as sustainability, traveler preferences, ride-hailing technology, and travel policies. And today I'll be sharing these results with you, right? So first, let's learn through numbers what business travelers are saying about sustainability. That way you can help mold your ground transportation policy for your company. So we asked the business travelers' perspective on, do companies currently track their carbon emissions from employee ground transportation on business trips? And we found out 75% do. 75% of companies track the emissions. Sounds good so far. But then again, 25% don't. That's a lot. And I would like to highlight that sooner or later, we will have to not only track these emissions and have a certain reporting, we will also need to manage them. So we need to get from measuring to managing them, right? So the 25% should really start with this, because from January 25, we will need to report on this, and there will actually be fines through the European Union. 10 more months. The next question was, what innovations are these business travelers actually interested in? And we saw that more and more business travelers are booking electric modes of transport. Good trend. Electric car rentals are a very popular option for travelers. These are the two findings on this slide. Then we asked, in the current economic climate, what are business travelers more or less interested in? Public transportation is becoming popular for business travelers, and e-scooters and e-bikes remain the least popular. What is the top priority among business travelers when choosing ground transportation? And for business travelers, comfort and experience, the travel experience surpasses costs and sustainability. So what are the key takeaways? Make sustainability a highlight in your business travel policy. Your employee, your business, and Earth will thank you for that. You could say, make sustainability great again. No, I didn't say that. You should also include sustainable mobility like public transport, electric cabs in your travel options. And track your carbon emissions to help align with your sustainable business goals. So now we look at results after asking business travelers on their perspective on commonly used modes of transport which their companies offer, and what transportation to use when traveling, and what are their top priorities when it comes to ground transportation. And 68% said that during a business travel, they use different modes of transportation. Makes sense, yeah? You take a train, you take a taxi, and a scooter, whatever. So then we asked, which ones? And here's the breakdown. So you can see that rental cars is very popular. Public transit obviously becoming more and more popular. That's great. Long-distance passenger trains. So rental cars, public transport, and long-distance trains top the charts for modes of transport. Limos and chauffeur options ranked lowest. Most important priorities when choosing ground transportation are safety and comfort. Makes sense. You have to travel all these rounds for your company, then a bit of comfort and safety is very important. Policy and compliance and expensing is unfortunately least important. So we also found out that the majority of business travelers are happy with the modes of transportation they can use that is available to them. However, on the other hand, 1 out of 3 says they would like to have more options because they're restricted. They can do a couple of things, but not all of them. And some really have bad argumentation. Doesn't make sense. So key takeaways here are that business travelers are generally happy with their last mile mobility option. Generally happy, yeah? Most business travelers use multiple modes of ground transportation, and safety and comfort are the top priority for our business travelers. So now we're talking about ride-hailing technology. Let's first establish what that is. So ride-hailing technology is an application, basically the one we have on our phones, the apps, that are connected with an admin panel. So whatever happens on that app, whatever you ride, hail, taxis, ground transportation, public transports, rental car, that is available on our app, is connected with an admin panel, so the travel managers can control according to their policies, their travel policies. They can insert who can travel, what can be traveled with, when can be traveled. They can release all restrictions or restrict. So let's see what business travelers and travel policymakers have to say in regards to that business travel. So we asked, do travel programs have formal relations, contracts, or company accounts with ride-hailing technology companies? And half of them have. But the other half doesn't. And some don't even know. So there are many employees that don't even know if they have any travel options that make their business travel easier. 10% almost. And more than 40% don't have any contracts. So they are, I would say, left alone, but they have to choose themselves how to get from A to B. Most business travelers want their travel program to have a formal relationship with ride-hailing technology. It's displayed on this side. Almost 60% want that. And then we asked, what are the most important features of a ride-hailing mobile app? And the travel managers answered, well, almost half agree that the ride-hailing app is easy, it should be easy, and they agree that it should be important for the last mile option because it makes real life easier and for them, their own life easier to control the last mile travel ground transportation. Then we asked, what do business travelers like most about ride-hailing apps on working trips? And more than half of business travelers participants also agree that ride-hailing apps are convenient as a smooth ground transportation app or possibility. So key takeaways here, that most companies surveyed already partner with a ride-hailing app. Business travelers want and do use ride-hailing apps whilst on business trips, and ride-hailing companies make business travel simple and very convenient. So now we've spoken about the first three parts, and now we can talk about the travel policies. So if you have many travel managers in here, this could be very interesting for you. Because we've analyzed the sustainability, the preferences, and the ride-hailing technology now from a business travel perspective, mostly from business travelers' perspective. Now let's see what travel policymakers have to say in regards to the type of ground transport, of the options they see and include travel policies. So do corporate travel policies any of those? That's the whole list. And most of the travel policies in companies do address them, but they restrict them. They will communicate it, but it's not allowed to use them, which doesn't make sense. All of us here, we offer so many options in business travel, but many of our options, for whatever reasons, are not allowed. They're restricted. So then we asked, how do travel policies address specific modes of ground transportation on business trips? And 98% of travel policies permit long-distance rail and public transport, of course, while only 8 or 9 allow for rental cars. But rental cars, for example, is an amazing option for business travel. And the last question I would like to share is that we asked was approximately what percentage of their overall ground transportation do travel programs spend on? And you can see here that the largest share was last mile. The largest share of the last mile spent is on public transportation and rental cars. So it's difficult to understand why you would restrict rental cars. And with traditional taxis, especially the back cabs, at 15% already. So key takeaways here. While companies typically mention a variety of transport options, they don't always permit them. It's a problem we can easily change. And public transport and rental cars top the charts in travel policies. Our solutions. And I speak for travel ground transportation apps now in general. We're happy to share the solutions that we have for both business travelers and for travel policymakers. Allow me to show you how we can help boost your company's travel policies in your business travel and to simplify it and make it more transparent. So what you always have is the easy-to-use platform. It's very simple. You've seen it probably in other terms. It's a platform where you can control your travel policies, your travelers, and if you can use an Android or an iPhone, then that platform is easy to handle. It's paperwork-free. No more paper receipts from taxis or whatsoever. And you're in control. You want your employees to travel in a certain way? Then you can tell them how to do so. It's all in one app. With FREENOW, it's more than 10 in 9 countries and 150 cities. You can use public transport, you can use taxi, ride-hailing, you can use PHV, rental cars, e-scooters, Vespas, all in one app. You need to download 20 apps. And most of the ride-hailing companies do so too. And of course, again, it's all digital, there's no paper involved. So please help down cooling down the planet. And having said that, I would like to open the floor for any questions with regards to the findings we had with GBTA. Thank you. Okay, no questions then? Well, then thank you very much and have a lovely RTV. Goodbye.